Have you ever noticed that your day often begins long before you actually step out of the door? The tone of your entire day is set not by what happens outside, but by what happens inside your own head in those first moments. Psychologists call this the morning mindset effect. The patterns of thought you wake up with can ripple through your decisions, interactions, and even your physical energy for hours afterward. According to the American Psychological Association, nearly 7 out of 10 adults report waking up already stressed about the day ahead. And a 2021 study published in Nature Communications found that people who start their day with negative thinking are more likely to experience mood dips, reduced productivity, and higher anxiety throughout the day. In other words, your mind can sabotage your day before you've even left the house. The truth is, our brains are wired to default to worry, doubt, and fear. Survival instincts designed to keep us safe thousands of years ago. But in modern life, these instincts often show up as mental traps, patterns of thought that hold us back, drain our energy, and make us feel smaller than we are. So, in this video, we'll break down 10 powerful mind traps to watch out for each morning before you step out. More importantly, we'll look at how to free yourself from them, using psychology, research-backed techniques, and simple daily practices. Let's begin. Overthinking. Every outcome, you're about to leave for work, but instead of grabbing your bag and going, your mind spirals. What if there's traffic? What if I say the wrong thing in the meeting? What if I forget something important? Suddenly, you're not leaving the house. You're trapped in a loop of imagined disasters. This is called analysis paralysis. A 2018 study from Penn State University found that people with high levels of worry often believe that thinking more will prepare them better, but in reality, overthinking only increases anxiety and reduces problem-solving ability. Quick fix. Use the 5-say-5 rule. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it. Instead of rehearsing 100 scenarios, pick one small action you can take right now and move. Negative self-talk before you step out. Notice your inner dialogue. Are you telling yourself, "I'll probably mess this up," or "I don't look good enough today"? This quiet self-criticism becomes a filter through which you see the whole world. Psychologists call this the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you expect failure, you unconsciously behave in ways that make it more likely. A landmark, cognitive therapy. And research studies showed that reframing self-talk, turning "I can't" into "I'll try," significantly reduces anxiety and improves performance. Quick fix. Catch your inner critic and reframe. Instead of "I'm not ready for this," try "I'm prepared enough and I'll learn as I go." Remember, you don't have to believe every thought you think. Comparing yourself to others, scrolling social media before leaving home. Bad idea. Within seconds, you're comparing your morning to someone else's highlight reel. Their perfect breakfast, their flawless outfit, their exciting career. According to social comparison theory, Festinger, 1954, humans naturally measure themselves against others. But excessive comparison is linked to lower self-esteem and depression, especially in the age of Instagram and TikTok. Quick fix. When you catch yourself comparing, shift to progress comparison instead. Am I better than I was last week, last month, or last year? The only valid competitor is your past self. Catastrophizing spilled coffee? Missed the bus? Suddenly your brain says, "Great, the whole day is ruined." This is catastrophizing, blowing small setbacks into disasters. Research in behavior research and therapy shows that catastrophizing is strongly linked to anxiety disorders and chronic stress. Quick fix. Use a grounding question. Is this really a disaster or just an inconvenience? 9 times out of 10, it's the latter. Train your brain to downgrade problems instead of upgrading panic. Perfectionism. You stand in front of the mirror, adjusting your shirt for the 5th time. You delay leaving because you don't feel ready. This is the trap of perfectionism. Brené Brown, researcher and author, reminds us, perfectionism is not about self-improvement, it's about earning approval and avoiding shame. Studies show perfectionists are more prone to procrastination, burnout, and anxiety. Quick fix. Adopt the mantra, done is better than perfect. Stepping out slightly imperfect is infinitely better than staying stuck at home waiting to feel flawless. The what will people think loop. Before stepping out, do you catch yourself worrying about how others will judge your outfit, your words, your choices? Psychologists call this the spotlight effect, the tendency to overestimate how much people notice or care about us. In reality, a Cornell University study found that most people are too busy worrying about themselves to notice your so-called flaws. Quick fix. Ask, how much will they actually remember this in a week? Usually not at all. Live by Eleanor Roosevelt's wisdom. You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. Dwelling on yesterday's mistakes. Yesterday, you said something awkward, made a small error, or didn't perform at your best. Now, as you're about to leave, your mind replays it like a broken record. The problem? When you carry yesterday into today, you rob yourself of a fresh start. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that practicing self-compassion helps people recover faster from mistakes and reduces ruminating thoughts. Quick fix. Use the reset mantra. That was yesterday. Today is a new page. A short journaling practice in the morning can also help you release regret before it follows you out the door. Fear of uncertainty. You're nervous about the day because you don't know exactly what will happen. Humans crave certainty, but life offers very little of it. Psychologists use the term intolerance of uncertainty, IU, and studies show it's a major predictor of chronic worry and anxiety. Quick fix. Write down 2 columns, what I can control and what I can't control. Focus your energy on the first column. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Emotional carryover. Ever wake up irritated, and that irritation follows you everywhere? The commute, the meeting, even into your interactions. That's called emotional carryover. Research in Journal of Applied Psychology shows that morning mood strongly predicts work performance, even more than sleep or caffeine. In other words, the mood you leave home with is the mood that shapes your day. Quick fix. Before stepping out, pause and reset. Try 3 deep breaths or a 2-minute grounding exercise, like feeling your feet on the ground. These small rituals can clear emotional fog before it spills into the day. Forgetting gratitude. The last and most silent trap is forgetting gratitude. You rush out the door thinking only of stress, deadlines, and fears, never pausing to remember the small things going right. Studies by UC Davis researcher Robert Emmons show that a daily gratitude practice can increase happiness by 25% and reduce depressive symptoms. Gratitude literally rewires the brain to notice abundance instead of scarcity. Quick fix. Before leaving, name 1 thing you're grateful for. It could be as simple as, I have food, I have shelter, I have another chance today. This shifts your emotional baseline from stress to strength. Choose your mindset. Before you step out, your morning thoughts are not harmless background noise. They are the foundation of your entire day. Overthinking, self-criticism, perfectionism, regret. These traps don't just live in your head. They shape your energy, your confidence, your choices, and even how the world responds to you. But here's the good news. You don't need to conquer all 10 traps at once. Awareness itself is the first step to freedom. When you notice a trap, you've already loosened its grip. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are not yesterday's mistakes, and you are not trapped by what others think. As Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, once wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." So tomorrow morning, before you step out of your home, don't just check your keys, your bag, or your phone. Check your mindset. Release the traps, choose the frame, and walk into your day with clarity, courage, and gratitude. Because the most important thing you carry with you out the door isn't in your bag, it's in your mind.